What's up, Sooner Nation? I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but it's been such a rough time with Lincoln leaving. I know I could tell I was a little bit too emotional to really make a video, and I wanted to make a video after Bedlam, and again, just everything's been such a whirlwind the last 5 days. I still am processing things. I still haven't processed everything that's happened, and I don't know when I will, and I'm sure there's many of you that still haven't processed everything, but let me know in the comments. I'm going to get to this at the end of the video, but who do you think the new head coach should be for the Oklahoma Sooners? I never thought I'd be saying that this year. But anyways, who do you think it'll be? I want to first give my thoughts on Lincoln Riley. There's no point in bashing him. There's no point in, really even talking about him that much as an OU fan. He's gone. And I'm not mad he left. I'm mad at how he left and how he is leaving our football program in shambles. Kind of my main thought is, I don't know how you can claim to love something and care about something and then take an action knowing what it's going to do to that thing you love. Lincoln talked about how grateful he was at OU and how thankful he was for the fans, the program, the other coaches, the staff, Bob Stoops, Joe C. and the president. But yet he does what he did. And so he knew what he was doing. He knows what he's doing now. He knows what, don't give me the 5-hour thing. This was at least 5-week decision. And he knew when he came to that conclusion that he was going to leave, what it would do to OU, and yet he still did it. So I don't want to hear anything about you loving OU and you grateful for OU. Lincoln obviously doesn't care that much about Oklahoma, and that's fine. Again, I'm not mad he left. I'm mad at how he left. And, my grandpa always told me growing up, always leave something better than you found it. Even if you're borrowing something, leave it better than you found it. If you're taking over a program, leave it better than you found it. Bob Stoops is a prime example. Comes in when the program was in shambles, wins a national championship for 20 or 15 years. Really even more, 15 plus years. Excellence, Yeah, there were some down years, but overall, he changed that program and he left it better than he found it. Lincoln didn't do that. Lincoln could have left it better than he found it, by having a succession plan, but he didn't. He just flat out dropped it. And I'm still wondering, did he even clean out his office? Did he have time to do that? Because he left in a day, and I don't know if you can clean out it. I couldn't clean my office out in a day. No way. But anyways, I hate the way he left. I'm not... I'll be anxious to see what all comes out of this, like what they find out later of what went down, how long he's been looking at this, doing this, what conversations were had, and with who. Because I think there was some, not necessarily U.S. law legal issues, but there's got to be some NCAA stuff that was broken. But maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, I don't wish him the best because I'm still going to root for Oklahoma. So, but you know what? I hope he has a joyful rest of his life. Anyways, sorry for the cars. That's all I'm going to say about Lincoln Riley. I have a whole lot more thoughts. You can listen to the Divide or Duo podcast. We just released an episode this morning. I talked more about it. There's no really point in talking about Bedlam because it doesn't matter. Honestly, it sucks we lost, but they win one every 10 years. And when it's that 10th year, just got to suck it up and get through it. So anyways, coaching hires. I'm going to give you my dream scenario, and then I'm going to tell you who I think will be hired. I'm on the Brent Venables bandwagon, okay? And I never thought I would say that, but I've done a lot of research the last 3 days. I'm talking a ton, like losing sleep because I'm doing research. And I don't even know why. we were wrong for wanting Brent Venables gone. And I take blame in that, because as a kid, I was on the Fire Venables bandwagon. Our defense has never been the same, and you can't argue that. I actually have stats that prove it, that we have not been the same defense since. He was the defensive coordinator for 8 years, and in those 8 years, we were ranked nationally, or average, 27th best. We've been like the 50th since he's left. And so I think we massively underrated him as a defensive coordinator. Here comes those dogs again. But anyway, so I think he would be a great head coach. I'd love to get, a offensive coordinator that runs kind of more of an modified air raid system, so we can A, keep Caleb Williams, but B, continue to be an offensive powerhouse. Defensive coordinator, I think you could get someone that Brent Venables likes, and I think you're going to be fine, defensively. So that's kind of my dream scenario. Brent Venables, high-flying offensive coordinator, a tough defensive coordinator, and I think everything else will fill itself out. Hold on. A lot of cars today. Anyway, so here's who I think is going to be hired. I have a gut feeling that Matt Rhule is going to be fired. And I hope, I want this known out, I do not exactly want Matt Rhule as a head coach. A, he leaves all the time. B, he's rebuilt programs, but I just don't think he is ready for a big-time college job like Oklahoma. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's who I think it's going to be. And I have a gut feeling, but I hope I'm wrong. If you're on Twitter like I am, pretty much everybody and their son is a potential candidate. Here's what I'll say. Unless it comes from Joe Castiglione, don't believe it. Because no one knows what's inside his head, okay? And everyone's being called out on Twitter, this person's up for the gig, this person's interested, they're targeting this person. No one knows. I promise you, no one knows. I've even had different people, not super close, but somewhat close to the situation, to the program, and I've gotten conflicting reports. So no one knows except Joe. And I think we just got to trust Joe Castiglione and trust that he's going to get us the right guy. So let me know who you think it's going to be. What'd you think of Lincoln Riley leaving? Look, we're going to have some darker seasons, and that's not me being negative, me being honest and real. The next, I'm going to say at least 2 years, not going to be the easiest to watch. I will say, I know this year wasn't easy either. We still went 10-2, but our program is going to have to be rebuilt. I don't see a lot of players staying. There's already a lot of players that have entered the transfer portal. Caleb Williams hasn't yet, but I would imagine he's going to. That's just my gut feeling. But we've lost a lot of players, and just because they hit the transfer portal doesn't mean they're leaving. I get that, but I'd be willing to think that we're going to have big turnover, and we're going to have to use the transfer portal, JUCOs, and walk-ons to kind of fill out our roster next year. So, it could. I'm just warning you, it's going to be a little rough for a couple of years, but they've got to land the right guy. I mean, if they get the wrong guy, it will be more than 2 years, especially going to the SEC. But you get someone that is solid, that's willing to stay there 5+ years, I think we'll come out on this on top. And I'll go as far as say, I think we can come out of this better than we were before. And here's why. One of my biggest complaints with Lincoln Riley is it's like we forgot how to tackle. and our defense has not been what we want it to be. I don't care. Don't give me last year. One good season does not make up for, 4 bad seasons. We have not had a good defense since Lincoln Riley's been at school at OU. And so I think we can come out of this a better defensive program. And I feel like it'll be easier to have a high-scoring offense than a low-scoring defense. And so if we can get the right guys come in there and coach a stout defense, I think we can figure out the offense, because that's just kind of what OU's made known to be. And so gonna be a couple dark years. I think that we hit the right guy, get the right guy. Guys, I don't see why we couldn't be back to competing for national championships. Not playoff spots, national championships in 5 years. That's my gut feeling. That's really what I believe. And maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm crazy. But so devastated Lincoln left. I love the guy. But hey, he obviously didn't want to be here. And if you don't want to be here, we don't want you here. Or at least I don't. I want the guy that wants to be here. So I'll try to keep you updated if I can get loose to make a video. But don't trust anybody unless it comes from Joe C. They're not naming anybody today, and I don't think they'll name anybody tomorrow. Maybe Friday at the earliest, probably Saturday at the earliest. But unless it comes from Joe C, don't believe it. So I'll make another video at some point and update you all. So y'all just have patience, and we just gotta keep the faith and trust Joe C. So y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will catch y'all later.